Dan Gordman grew up on a dairy farm in rural New York. He attended a one-room schoolhouse, went to high school in New York City, then started working full-time at age 16. His first jobs were as a stock boy and later shoe salesman at Bloomingdale's. Turned down for a promotion, the 24-year-old headed to California in 1936 in his '32 Chevy convertible, but he ran out of gas and money in Omaha. To get money to continue his trip, Dan took a job at Brandeis, where he met Esther Richman. His destiny was determined, and he proposed to Esther 10 days later. His temporary stay in Omaha stretched to more than 50 years. Esther had worked at her father's store since she was 8. She talked about those early days in an interview conducted with her and Dan before their deaths.
Before Dan came into the picture, I was in the front of the store taking care of customers, and my dad was in the back room playing chess.
Esther's father, Sam Richman, was a Russian immigrant who founded Richman's Outfitters to the Family in 1915. Dan joined him in business and in 1948 bought his father-in-law's remaining interest in the company and renamed it Richman Gordman. A visionary, Dan brought to Omaha retail the new concepts of shopping carts, self-service shoe sales, and central checkouts. Richman Gordman became one of Omaha's first retailers to open on Sundays.
You have to be able to live in the present and the future, not live in the past. Very important.
Dan's sons, Jerry and Nelson, and daughter Deborah, worked in the family business at a young age, standing on a soapbox to reach the cash register. He opened stores beyond the Omaha area. And in the 1970s, the company expanded outside Nebraska with stores in Iowa and Kansas. Dan launched a second retail chain in 1975 called Half Price Stores. His concept was to sell end-of-season merchandise at half price. When Dan's grandson Jeff became CEO in 1996, he developed a new retail concept using his grandfather's principles. By the end of 2000, all stores had converted to Gordman's. Jeff remembers his grandfather insisting that all customers should be treated with dignity and respect.
First and foremost, he taught me to always look at the business through the eyes of the customer, and that every decision that was made, if it was made in the customer's best interest, then it would absolutely help facilitate our company's success.
The fitness advocate remained active in the business until his death at age 81.
Dan was an individual who never believed in sitting still. He was always looking to the future. He was always focused on growing the business, on being very innovative, on being very dynamic. So I think it was a reflection of his entrepreneurial spirit as well as his creativity.
Zooland for Children at Richman Gordman was Dan's innovative idea. Zooland now lives on at the Omaha Children's Museum.
Dan really, personally, he was and is a tremendous source of inspiration for me in terms of how he treated people, his philanthropic orientation, his entrepreneurial spirit. He was a true inspiration, not only to me, but I believe to a lot of associates with whom he worked.
The company went public last year and today operates 70 stores in 16 states with more than 5,000 associates. As the company nears its 100th anniversary, Gordman's is positioned to grow while following the principles established by its founder.
If you sit still, you go backwards. And so that you have to be doing something all the time. We're remodeling stores, we're opening new stores, we're remodeling departments.
He had a tremendous passion for education. He had a tremendous passion for opera. He had a tremendous passion for baseball. But his number one passion was retailing and the business and his associates and colleagues with whom he worked.
Dan's passion for education led to a $1 million gift to start the Dan and Esther Gordman Center for Jewish Studies. He also generously shared his time, serving as president of Beth Israel and Opera Omaha, and on the boards of the Jewish Federation, B'nai B'rith, Goodwill, and Jewish Press. Jeff says his grandfather loved Omaha.
He considered Omaha to be his roots and his home, and he felt that the business community was very dynamic and supportive, and he felt honored to be an important part of the Omaha business community.
There's a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of doing a service to the public. And I have always called it fun. There's nothing to me that is as satisfying as seeing a store full of people who must like you somewhere along the line. They got to like you or they wouldn't be there.
For his tenacity and vision in building not just one, but 2 retail chains. For looking to the future, not the past. And for his generosity to his adopted community. We welcome to the Omaha Business Hall of Fame, Dan Gordman.